All right, so where'd we leave off? We've got a nice list of things to work on that we left ourselves last time. Let's open the project. Let's close my other project so I don't get confused. Here we go. And then maybe we play a little bit just to like see where we left off, see what we want to do. I think already I kind of want to make buildings destructible early on. That would be fun. It'd be cool if buildings could get destroyed and like before you rescue the people, and then it's like a loss of points, and if you don't meet a certain threshold of like rescues, then that could be cool. I think our bounce is kind of heavy on the platform, but I also think I kind of liked this view a little bit better. Like, what is that? Maybe double? What if it was this big? That might be kind of cool. Like, our current game, I think, is too zoomed in. We have camera work. Let's see. Let's put some things on the... Nope, not this. Let's close that. Let's put some things... Limit the chopper's speed. We can say destructible buildings. Is it IBLE or ABLE? I'm not sure. And then also... What was the other thing I said? Oh, wrong. There we go. There we go. I wanna adjust my camera first of all. Let's see. Got the camera. I have the zoom at 5. Let's like make it almost to the view we're seeing now. Let's make it 2. So if you click on your camera object in the scene, and then there's zoom. We had it at 5. If you were following me exactly, you might have. I'm gonna put mine at 2 and just play it a little bit more. See how that looks. Thank you, Bobbert. Make sure to just subscribe to Ogodev on YouTube. And that's pretty good because the bullets make it all the way to the edge of the screen still. Looking nice. Our chopper bounce is pretty good. I think we kind of left off with that chopper bounce. Let's make it a little nicer. Like, you can eventually land, and maybe we can do that like collision and explosion stuff. Avaltai, welcome in. Collision and explosion. So like chopper can take damage. Let's see. Oh yeah, chopper. All right, we have that. Takes damage of landing too hard. It bounce back when hitting an object too hard. We kind of have this done, and actually it shouldn't be a... Yeah, so it bounces back. We have that. It's not going to be a sub point, I guess is what the point there is. We do have the bounce back. It needs refinement. Let's refine that now, I guess, so we can tick this off our list. How's that sound? So in the player script, doing body entered, we have this little debug thing that... Let's see, what are we outputting? Our cached linear velocity. Body dot... I'm trying to figure out like what kind of things we get from this collision. I'd like to be able to figure out if the thing we're hitting, like what's the normal? The normal is like the direction coming straight out from the surface. So what I kind of want here is like, if this is a ground, the normal is this, up. If it's like the side of a building, the normal is this, right? And I think a lot of times with collisions, or at least raycasts, you can kind of figure out what the normal is. It's usually information that they keep in the collision. So I'd like to maybe read into that. On body entered, but it looks like we just get the body. We might have to do some extra querying to figure that one out. Because my idea is that I don't really want, you know, if you're sliding forward and hit the ground, I don't want it to like bounce you backward. You should like skip off the ground but not get sent backward too. I don't know. I don't think there's like a nice way to handle that right now. So maybe it's just something we put into our back pocket, I guess, for the moment. Meanwhile, I can fix that bounce. It's too much. Like my hand's off the controller and it sends you right up into space. Basically the exact speed that you've entered. So I think what we want to do is maybe cut it. I don't know, we could start with like in 10, right? So like we have this multiplier 0.25. Let's save that as a constant. We can say private float, what do you want to call that? Bounce damper equals, and I want to make it 0.025. Since it's a float, it needs to end in F. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Sorry if I haven't talked about that. If it's a double, private double, bounce equals 0.025, that's fine. But if it's a float, you need to put an F on there. And that's just C#'s way of like determining the difference between a double and a float. I don't know if we need to get into the specifics of what a double versus a float is, but I'm going to make that a constant too. Private constant float, bounce damper, and I'll put that down here. Bounce damper, just like that. Let's restart it. Try out our new bounce damper. And like maybe we move that into a, oh, that's too little now. It doesn't bounce at all. So like this, I'm thinking maybe for things like this, let's actually move it into an exported variable. We can say, even though I don't really like these, this feels kind of bad to do, but I feel like it's kind of good lesson. If you put an export tag before it, floor, good evening. Public constant float. I'm going to make that a capital because it's now public. I'll put that down here. Maybe we'll just start at 0.25f, or I could just bring it down to 1.5, might be closer. Exported member is static. Oh, because it's a constant. We want to be able to adjust it, right? Well, I'm exporting a public variable, bounce damper at 0.15, so we can adjust it while we play now. And just see what feels good. Jack, good evening. So that feels kind of good right there. And I think maybe limiting the chopper speed will be helpful too, because the faster we get this thing going, the harder it's going to bounce. So like a lot of these bounces, whoops, falling off the edge of the map. Come back. The harder it'll bounce back. So, one other thing we wanted to do, and I think that could be on our 0.15 feels kind of good for starters though. I think one thing we can do is our linear velocity. Do we have that on our to-do list? Limit chopper speed. Yeah. I'm gonna say bounce back is done. I'm gonna tick that off. Move that up to the finished stuff. Let's look at limiting the chopper speed. Also in our player menu, we're setting our velocity, but the problem with this is we're applying a force. It's meant to be applied every physics update. So I think what we want to do is say, we'll have like a maximum speed variable. We can make another public export, public float again. And I don't even know what, let's say max speed equals maybe 100 for starters. Hold on to your potatoes, Fandango, welcome. Good evening. We're gonna call it max speed, so float 100 again. I think down here, what we want to do is say var current speed. It's gonna be like the normalized velocity, right? So we've got linear velocity dot normalized. We can set to our current speed, right? Is that turns vector scaled to unit length equivalent to v over v length? Actually, that's not what I want. Not normalized. We'll use that in a minute here. Linear velocity. We want like the... I'm kind of forgetting my algebra is... or whatever it's called, trigonometry. They were moving at this many units to the right, call it 170 or something, and this many units up, call it maybe 80. Yeah, bust out the T83. I feel like I have to. Our velocity would be like that plus that, right? Right here, which would be this. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. We need the length. Basically, we want the length of this vector. Is it just length? Oh, okay. Length squared and limit length. Oh, limit length. What does that do for us? Returns the vector with a maximum length by limiting its length to length. That's actually kind of great. Because I think basically what we want is the length of our velocity to be our maximum speed. So we can say here, linear velocity equals linear velocity dot limit length. We're going to pass in our max speed here, right? So basically what it's doing is saying, I don't know what this is, 170 squared plus 80 squared, the square root of that, right? What it's doing is it's limiting it to 100. So say it's this long, it's going to chop it down to this long, right? Say, here's your new limit. Instead of going this fast, we're going to cap out right here. Sound good? The key is to slow the velocity. Yeah, we're trying to cap it out, right? So I think this might be a clever way to do it. If it allows us to just set this every frame and say like, our current linear velocity is going to be limited to 100, length of 100 there. Let's try it out, see if we go any slower. And also we can adjust that in our properties here too. So max speed is currently set to 100. Let's fly around a little. Oh yeah, it's definitely slower. It actually feels kind of good at 100 there. I think it's working. And then, say, just to test it, let's put another 0 on this bad boy. Limits 1,000. Yeah, we're certainly going faster. We did it. Alright, but yeah, I like that at 100. Does that mean when you're finished there'll be greater viscosity? No, lower velocity. You're close. I think you're getting it, but you're close. Lower velocity. But this is working. I think we like this. We should do something where we hide the mouse, because that's kind of distracting in the way. We can say, we'll put that on our list. Hide the mouse when using controller. PH needs to stay balanced. I don't know what that means. Limit the chopper speed. We can call that done for now. Done. Let's see. Parallax background, pick up NPCs, enemies that fight you. Chopper should take some damage. We can add like a little damage meter to the chopper. That sounds kind of good. Can you still down click it when it's hidden under the blanket? You can. Don't know what pH level is either, but what our balance is. Well, lemon. Anyway, back on track here. Trying to distract me. Yeah, we can. Is that what you're saying is a good idea? Down to the den. Chopper should take damage. We can put some like damage meter on there. Right, it'll be needed for when we add. Yeah, we'll go damage meter and then do. Chopper should take damage. So let's go and do that then. Here, back to the player. We can say public float max health equals, we can call that constant. Public constant float max health equals 100. Public constant float current health equals 100. And actually you can just say, since this is oh, that's not a constant. Since max health is a constant, that means that it's declared at compile time, which means you can use it in other declarations like this. So you always want your current health to start at your max health, then you make your max health a constant, and you can say current health equals max health. That's just easier if we say, oh, actually, let's give the chopper 200 health sometime in the future. You don't have to go through and retype 200 here. You definitely lose track of things over time. What I actually like to do is have these kind of formatted like this. Just take up less space. I don't know why I was doing it this way for the tutorial, but this is how I tend to prefer them. As long as it comes before the line of the property, then that'll work. Public bloat is real. That's right. Evening serve for Poppy's Tony. Welcome. So let's figure out where at what speed should the chopper take damage. And I think it should be like almost at a percent of max speed, right? Maybe before we do any of that, let's add a health bar so we can even see what's going on. 55%. All right. I mean, we can play around with it, but I was thinking even closer. Yeah, it should be lower, shouldn't it? We might not have to draw for this. We could draw something, but I'm gonna keep it real simple at first because we've got this. At least I do. This white blank sprite. I'm gonna use that for the UI as well. So in the main scene, we've got our camera, and on the camera we're going to want to put a control, which is a type of UI element. Control, base class for all GUI controls, adopts its position and size based on its parent control. So in Godot there's node 3Ds, there's node 2Ds, and there's controls, which are, you can use node 2D for UI, but control is really what is meant to handle it. So I think proper Godot UIs, and I haven't done this properly yet. My game kind of builds its own canvas, but I think there's a canvas item you're supposed to start with. Canvas group? No, not that. Let's see, container, base class for all GUI containers. Button, text, color rect. Oh, we could also use a color rect for our health. We'll probably do that. We'll use a color rect. Item list label. Line edit menu bar. So fun fact about Godot. All this you see here, this is built in Godot. Godot the editor is built from Godot the library. So all these buttons, the search bar, anywhere you can move a slider around, anywhere you can enter text, click a button, that's all these Godot elements that we're looking at right now. Pretty cool, huh? So we add a child node onto our camera, like I was saying before. Right click your camera, add a child node. Control. I'm just looking to see, like, I think there's a base panel. I feel like there's a base part we're supposed to have everything be child of. I'm not remembering. It could be even under one of these. Scroll container, panner container, graph element. Could be a sub-object of a sub-object. Alright, I kind of don't remember. But we'll just build it how I do stuff. And we'll change it later if we have to. Never get... That's one thing about development. You know, do your best to do it right as early on as possible with the knowledge that you have. But don't get stuck in the weeds on like, oh, what's the best way to do this? Just make it happen first, then make it good later. You make it happen, then you can have, you know, make it good after that. Once you learn your lessons, you come back to another Braveheart speech. Thank you. It is, isn't it? So I think what I'll do, margin container might be nice. I'm going to start with margin container. All right. I kind of like these because it's basically a window, a container that let's see, full rect. Ooh. How big is that? Maybe I don't want full rect. Top left, top right. It's a container that has like built-in margins around the border, so things always kind of look nice when they're not all the way up to the edge, or if they're evenly spaced around the edge. So I like to use a lot of margin containers. Where did this thing go? Move mode? Oh, it's right here. It's just, can't see it. Minimum size? There it is, okay. Full rect. I kind of want it to be like... I want it to fill up exactly what the camera sees. How do we do this? In my game, I kind of build all my UI elements and in my own system. So this is a little bit new to me, so bear with me while we figure this out. This node doesn't have a control parent. Interesting. What if I put a control on the camera? This is a little bit of a... layout. Correct. How big is it though? Kinda same. This node doesn't have a control parent. Okay, so apparently that doesn't matter. Window? What's under window? Control. Sorry, YouTube, skip ahead 20 minutes here. Panel container. Want one, Godot node that fits, Godot UI node that fits camera size. That's what I want. How do I scale my UI perfectly to fit my camera? Size and anchors. You can use anchors. I'm trying to use anchors, but when I do full rect, it it basically goes to 0. And I thought it would do that automatically. So here it's like writing some script, I guess. Centering a control. Yeah, we could do this. And just like size it to whatever the viewport is of the camera. That works, I guess, if that's the way to do it. UI building blocks. I love Rex around here. Thought it was internally C++, but the engine UI was built via Godot's system. Yeah, so it is C++, but it's a C++ library. Right? Am I saying that right? And those elements are made with Godot. Let's see. Using containers. Let's read a little bit about container layout. Provide a huge amount of layout power. Anchors are an efficient way to handle different aspect ratios from basic multiple resolution handling. More complex user interfaces, they can become difficult to use. This is often the case of games such as RPGs, online chats, tycoon, simulation, other commons. Luckily, we just need something simple. Okay, anchors become... Okay, so container is the solution, it's saying. When a container-derived node is used, all children-controlled nodes give up their own positioning ability. Yep. Sizing options, container types. So I think all we really want to do, split container, blah. I kind of thought there was one, sub-viewport container. We don't want that. I thought there was one that kind of automatically sizes to the camera, but I think we're going to just make that. And I'll start with this margin container we have here. I'm going to... We have it on there. I'm going to add a child node. Or sorry, attach a script right here. And I'm going to call it main UI right here. So it's a C# script called main UI. We're attaching it to our margin container that is a child of camera 2D. And basically all we want to do here is going to be pretty simple. We can say public override void ready, and we'll just say size, I believe, equals get parent, which will be the camera, that get viewport, I believe, or maybe we can say get viewport here. Not yeah, of course. Get viewport that size has changed. Get visible rect. Let's get visible rect is dot size. I think we actually don't even need get parent here. It can just be get viewport, get visible rect size. So what happens, this is just a test. I'm not fully get rect. I do like saying that. Get wrecked, noob. Gary, good evening. Uh-oh, my screen just went black. Alright, so my idea here is that when we hit play, main UI sizes up to become the size of our viewport. That's the theory. Let's try it out. So let's hit play. And then if we go to remote, we can look at our active objects here. I'm gonna go down to our camera. Okay, so it looks like it is the right size. It's just not the right position, which is an easy fix. That's good. If we go into 2D mode, oops. I can't zoom out or anything, but I think that worked. It started out good. And I think what I kind of want is like correct, transform, expand. Won't expand. I think so. Basically, we go back to this main UI component and we'll say position. Maybe we say global position, so it doesn't depend on where the camera is. We can say get viewport dot get visible rect dot position. Let's try that again. Then we'll look at it within our game. We go to remote. Oh, looks like it cuts through the middle here. What is our... There might be a better way to do this. This feels kind of wrong. Oh, did I go the wrong way? Size is 1152. Oh, I'm adjusting the size. Bad. Let me just restart. Get visibly wrecked. Exactly. So the size is 1152 by 648, which is right, because that's what our resolution is set to here, so that worked. Position is off is all. Oh, went the wrong way. What if I go up? I'm just trying to figure out where the edge of this thing is by sliding it around. There it is. Okay. And like, what do we need our position to be? So basically for this, I think that's the end of it right there. Oh, it's like very... Seems to be very tall. Seems to be taller than we want it. Oh, is that because of the zoom on it, right? I must be doing this wrong. There, my screen just went black again. Alright. New plan. Sorry about all that. Just delete it. Delete that. Delete main UI. We're only going to do one thing. Maybe I'll do some research offline about this. Then I'll come back. But for now, we're just going to go camera, add a child node, control, color rect. That's all we want. Okay, we're going to grab this color rect and put it right up in our corner. So you see the purple box. Here we go. So now when we play our game, so it's a child of the camera, so it's not going to move. It'll move with me, which is what we want. But it won't be stuck in space.
Friends for life now.
Really, welcome in.
912 just subscribed for 13 months.
13 months, thank you, my man. Appreciate it. We're doing a Godot tutorial right now. My screen keeps flickering. But you see up in there, we've got that box that's just kind of hanging out, sticking around. The nice part about it is it's kind of like at a nice position there. So like if we were to move it around, go into that, click on it, its position is like minus 280. Let's go minus 280, minus 150, right? Or wherever we would have a health bar, basically. And basically what we'll do, we'll just call this health bar, like so. And we're gonna put a script on this. We'll say, not scene's health bar. It's not a scene, is it? Well, it's just an object. It doesn't have to be a scene. Just put that in the main. We can start a new folder actually. Let's call it scripts/health bar. Oh, invalid. Base path is invalid. Is that like about source? src? I guess we gotta create it first. New folder. Scripts. We'll do that. And put it there. So now it's gotta make a new folder. It doesn't just let you add the path in there. Scripts, health bar, create. So now we've got our new health bar here. We're doing well. So right now we're in tutorial mode for the Godot tutorials session. Oh, unless you're talking to Tony and Poppy. That's cool too. Public override void ready. There we go. So we're gonna need ready, and then what we're gonna do here, I think we're gonna introduce a new concept. Player. Did we do this? I'm trying to figure if we should make this an event, which is pretty fun, a little more advanced way, or should we go and just do a reference to the player? Trying to think. Like if we do events, we can subscribe, the health bar can subscribe to the events. And then update whenever player takes damage. Otherwise we're like just adjusting every frame. Yeah, let's do that. So underneath public float, let's do public action, and then in angle brackets we can say float because that's what it's going to return, and then we'll say health changed. Public event action float, just like that. Public event action angle brackets float health changed. So we're setting up an event here that other classes can listen to, subscribe to, and listen to. And these are fun. I like using these. And it kind of gives us a little bit of an advantage. Whereas like now our health bar only needs to update when it hears the event. The other way to do it would be the health bar having a reference to the player and checking every frame and say, do I update yet? Do I update yet? Do I update yet? But I think this is a little more fun, a little more advanced. So what we want to do is say we need another player method. We can say, we'll keep it private, I guess, for now. Say private void adjust health. Then it'll be a float and a value. Float value. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to adjust the health by whatever the value we're getting here. We're going to say current health equals, we can go mathf.clamp. And what this does is it'll keep the value between two values. So we want to say our current health equals current health plus value and then we give it a minimum and maximum. So 0, so our health can't go below 0. And maximum, our health can't go above max health, like that. So when we call adjust health, like if we run into a building or something, passes in a value and adjusts our health by that much. So it can be plus or minus, say we're getting repaired or something, or we take damage, it'd be negative. We get repairs or something, it'll be positive. But it'll keep it between 0 and currently 100. And then what we want to do is event out, health changed, question mark dot invoke. And what we're going to do here is pass in the new current health value. Captain O, welcome in. There we go. So what we have here is we're invoking our event, and we need this this question mark here in case no one's subscribed to it. So this is a null coalesce, meaning if this value is null, just don't do the rest of this because you're going to crash, right? So if you were to try and do this, and the value is null here, it would say null reference exception. So you need this little thing to save it. Say, hey, no one's listening to this event. If no one's listening, don't do the rest. So we're going to invoke the health changed, and because we said it was of type float, that means we need to give it a float to event out. So we're saying our health changed, and here's the new value. We're passing out that new value. And then it's about all good here. There's a health bar that can listen to it. So if we go, and actually one more thing, since this is a player, there's only going to be one player. We're going to say public static event. So public static event action of type float, health changed. It is cool. This is where it starts to get fun down at the den. And so what we can do here in health bar needs to subscribe to the player. So we can say player dot health changed. You see when you mouse over that, or when it was auto completing, it has a lightning bolt. That means it's an event that we can listen to. So here's that new health changed thing we just added. And what you want to do is subscribe to it by doing plus equals, and then you can type on health changed, right? And all that is a method that receives the event, and it's squiggly now because we didn't create it yet. But if you control period or whatever you do to generate that new method, given the signature needs to match. It'll say it's got to return void, and it needs to take a float, right? Just like this health changed, it returns void and it takes a float. So this one returns void and takes a float, and it starts with a not implemented exception. That just means like if you call this thing, it's going to throw an exception and crash your program because you didn't fill this out yet. But what we want to do is adjust the length of the health bar. So let's go back and look at our health bar again. A little funny looking. I think it needs to be maybe only 15 tall, and maybe let's go 100 wide, just like that. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna peep at it in game mode to see how it looks compared to the chopper. That's pretty good. I think it's a little bit big, but I don't hate it. It's the lengths. The lengths. Alright, so we got the lengths of the... Here we go. Are the Olgies frozen? Nope, they're just chilling. So, got this. I don't really have like a maximum thing though, so let's make another one of these. And we'll just It can be a child of the original health bar. And I think I'll make it black. Is that going to be visible? Or we can make it red. The more red you get, the more set it. Let's go black. So now, like, what we're going to do is adjust this original one. The size, we're going to shrink down the size. Oh, actually, that doesn't work. They need to be siblings. So this is health bar. We'll call this one health bar max, like that. And its size... So size is 100. Okay, health bar. Hey, where's the other one? Oh, it was way off. Okay. Wondering what was going on there. So I've got 2 health bars. I'm going to put them right on top of each other. I'll put health bar max below health bar. So now you can see, as we adjust health bar, we can kind of see where full is, right? So as it takes damage, we're going to update this to be a percentage of the full length, right? There we go. But it starts out full white, just like that. So 2 health bars. Actually, we have a script on both of them. Make sure that was my bad because I copy pasted the original. Make sure health bar max does not have a script on it. Health bar should be not a parent. It should be a sibling of health bar max. Health bar gets the script. Health bar max does not. Because health bar max is just going to sit there. Health bar is going to be the one changing its size. We can even change its color and stuff. It'll be cool. Let's go make that back to 100. Very good. All right. Let's script this out now. Now what I think we want to do is say, let's cache the size that it starts with. We'll say private void float, or sorry, not void. Private float initial length, like that. And then we're gonna say or sorry, let's make it a lowercase I there, it's private. We can say initial length equals getRect noob dot size dot x. Right, so what that does is it gets the rectangle from the color rect that it inherits from, because you remember when we inherit, it's basically this plus whatever we're adding on to it. So we're saying getRect dot size, the size of the rectangle that is the color rect, dot x. We just want the x component. We don't care about the y. Okay, and so when the health changes, it's going to pass in the new current health. And so what we want to do is say size. Oh, do we not even have to get rect? My bad. Yep, we don't need to. Size is, you can reference size right from the color rect. You don't have to say get rect. Let's do this instead. Var new length equals, and it's going to be made up of a percentage of the character's current versus max health and the initial length. So we'll say what's coming in here is the object. Let's call it current health, because object is weird there, just like that. Current health. And so what we want is current health divided by player dot max health. We made that a constant, so you can, it's a public constant, so we can reference it outside of that initial player class. And so that's gonna give us a percentage, basically, the current health divided by player max health. So if it's 80 out of 100, we're gonna get 80% basically, or 0.8. And we're going to multiply that times the initial length, which we saved here. So why did we save this initial length here? Basically, if we decide, oh, we want our health bar to be twice as long, it just looks better. We don't have to look at this new size object, or sorry, size value of x267 and then go into our code and change, oh, initial length is now 267. So it's very flexible that way. Let's put it back to 100. So what does this script do now? On ready, we start up. We call the base ready, just good habit. Always call the base functionality. We don't know what happens in there, probably nothing, but just in case, I think it's a good habit to always call the base functionality. And then we subscribe. We say, okay, we want to call on health changed every time player that health changed fires, right? And then also we want to save our initial length to be whatever our current size is. Size on boot up equals that's our initial length. How does it decide to resize from the right, not the left? Good question. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we have a bug and you just figured something out there. But that reminds me of something else here. We have to set the size. Size equals new vector 2. So basically what you can't do is size.x equals new value, right? It doesn't let you do that because size.x, that's not what I thought it was going to tell me. Size equals new vector 2. New length is x, and then we just say size.y for whatever was currently there. We're going to put back in there. So we're setting the size, but it has to be set as a vector 2. You can't set each property individually. I think it's because it's a struct. No, that doesn't make sense. Why is that? The vector's y component also accessible by using the index position 1. Interesting. Like, what's the reason we can't do that? I know we can't. I've always never done it this way. Container nodes update this property automatically. I don't know, it's just like not settable on its own. So yeah, good question, Dan. Donna the Dan. It might be because of the pivot keeping it. Let's see. We look at our health bar. We have an anchor preset top left. So that shows here, like, where do you want this to move around? Top left, top right. So like right now we're saying our home for this thing is the top left. I think if we change that, so let's go center. Oh, it disappears entirely. Let's say top right. Also oh, it goes way down here. I think because these values update, we go top right and then adjust the size. Oh no, it still goes from the left to right. Oh, I know why. Sorry, I can answer that question now. Took a little bit of thinking. Because of the rect. So part of a color rect is the rect component, right? So if we say get rect, that returns a rect 2, right? So there's parts of a rect, what is it? Position. The rect position is always in the top left. So that's a vector 2 saying, where's the beginning of this right from the top left. Then there's also get rect end. So this is the bottom right. So we have, when you're drawing a rectangle, you have a position, say it starts at like 20, 20, and that ends at 40, 40. That means it's a 20 by 20 rectangle. And then there's also get rect size. So these are all the rectangle properties, right? And that's just the way that the rectangles are drawing from the top left to the bottom right. So when we adjust the size, it keeps the position the same. That makes sense? feel like I'm not on my A game with explanations this evening, but we're getting there. It's just taking a minute. So this isn't gonna do too much because right now nothing calls in our player script. Nothing adjusts health ever. Feeling it? Thank you. Appreciate the vote of confidence. It do be a Wednesday. Also, last night I was up late gaming, so Broly and I were playing Project Zomboid and then Monsters and Memories. And the next days are always rough. Like a little bit harder at the gym, a little bit slower with the brain. Like I'm not 20 anymore. I'm 31 now. All right. So, no one's gonna call me out on that. Cheers to 31. There we go. All right. So what we're gonna do, because we already have this set up, is when we run into something, we're gonna take a little damage. By Central Force. So like we're saying what we hit, and actually let's make it based on max speed, like we were saying when you woke up for a lab meeting. Yeah. So let's say if cached linear velocity, because we found out we had to cache it because it's not by the time it gets to this on body entered event. So same idea here. We're subscribing with the plus equals to on body entered. So this is an event that fires whenever helicopter hits something, right? Kind of like we set up an event that happens whenever health changes. Then we can say, what did we want here? Length. So if this length is greater than, oh wait, so if the cached velocity, so our current velocity is greater than, we were saying what, max speed times what, people were saying what, 55%? Let's say, basically we want speed at which damage happens, right? Or the percent of the max speed, around 50. We're going to take it from the QA guy, and that's probably a good value to have. Let's put it up here. We can make it a new exported variable. Percent which damage occurs. I hate that variable name. It's a public float. Percent which damage occurs. Is that a terrible variable name? And then we say 0.50f. Percent max speed. Let's call that percent max speed damage occurs. Damaging speed percent. I like that. Damaging speed percentage. Does that sound good? Thoughts on drawing the face of the first person that passed? Dane Jr. Welcome in. So if our velocity is greater than basically half of our max speed is what we're saying. So max speed times half. And we're gonna do some stuff. What is length? Oh, there we go. Length needs parentheses after it. So if our velocity length is greater than max speed times our damage, then we will adjust health, and we can actually debug this out too. dd.print. Actually, let's not put it there. We'll just say adjust health minus 10. Why not? All right, that should be everything we need. Hit something, take damage, and see our health bar move. How does that sound? And really, if we wanted to be slick about it, If you're going max speed, you should take more damage than if you're just going slightly over half. We could do that next. But first, let's think about this. Let's see if it all works. The speed at which damage will occur if you hit an object percent. I like the percent at the end of that. Alright, here we go. Oh man. We programmed for too long and my controller is off. Or if you're going 110% speed, you blow through the object. Good. We could add that. So if we're going real slow, boop, nice and easy. But if we slam into this building, oh, we got some damage. Oh no, ah, gee, ah, ooh. Our health, it's going down. However, there's no implications. There's no negative consequence. We're at 0 health. Hemming speed. I like that. Because then also if you bounce, I guess you could take a couple damages real quick in a row there, but yeah, that's kind of cool. It's working. We got our health bar and it's going down. Maybe we add physics process. Maybe we should subscribe to our own event, health changed, and then make some repercussions, like remind you of Ski Free for some reason, is heavily inspired by Norp Apolog. I was like, I want to make my Norp Apolog looking. You're going way slow. Yeah, so if you adjusted your speed, that was happening here. Linear velocity equals linear velocity dot limit length max speed. Actually, last stream I just kind of looked at a Norp Apolog building and I was like, I gotta basically make this. So your max speed might be different depending on the scale of your camera, the size of your sprites. Your max speed might differ from mine. Like, I like mine at 100. It feels pretty good. Maybe a little bit faster would be cool. So there's that. And then because we're using those exported variables, you got to make sure that they are they match here. So if we rebuild, will this reset those? Yeah, there we go. I've got the bounce damper is 0.15, max speed is 120, damaging speed is half. So that was it. Cool. Boom, taking damage. So what I'm thinking next is, let's listen to our own event here. Health changed, and let's make some repercussions for getting down to 0. Private void on health changed takes a float current health, and we're gonna do some stuff. So if we if current health equals 0, or you can just say less than or equal. I mean, kind of good practice to be like, if current health is less than or equal to 0, even though we clamp it at 0, if we decided to change this where it's like, you know what, we can just make it unclamped and somehow we lose this or change something, then we're still covered here, because you don't want it to act like a dead chopper if it's only exactly at 0, right? Anything less than or equal to 0. And Sprec Bearer, welcome. It's Thursday, not an Eastern. Welcome in though. It must be after midnight for you. Not an Eastern Standard Time. But welcome in. Good evening. We're doing a chopper lift tutorial. So basically what we're gonna do, if health is less than or equal to 0, I think what I'm doing with the current chopper, like gravity scale is 0. Let's set gravity scale to 1. Gravity scale equals 1. And max speed. We could set, wait, force. That's what I wanted, sorry, force. That's like our acceleration, basically. We're gonna set force to 0. So force, oops. So we add gravity to the chopper. On health changed, if the health is less than or equal to 0, we add gravity to it and we turn off its acceleration. 7:30, pretty far into what time zone are you in Spreckbearer? Are you in Germany? That's just a guess, based on Spreck in your name. Ansprechbarer. There we go. So let's try crashing a bunch again. Boom, boom, boom. I kind of want to be in the air when I get to 0. Boom, boom. One more hit. All right. Let's make this last hit a good one. We should actually make it harder to fly while it's so damaged too. Boom. Oh no. Oh wait. Uh-oh, it didn't work. I'm still totally fine. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yep, I'm fine. It looks like did the gravity not get? Gravity's still at, there we go. Boom, alright. What happened here? If current health is less than or equal to, let's put a breakpoint in here. On health change. Oh, did I not? I never subscribed to it. That's why. We say health changed plus equal on health changed. That's why. Base sensitivity on current health. Yeah, so right here I have a lowercase current health because I'm just going off of what's getting passed into this method. We could also capitalize it since we're in the same class and say, what's our current health? You know, it's just going to read straight from there. If we use lowercase, then it's the value we get through health changed. It's kind of silly for like using internally to this class, but it makes more sense for other Eastern EU could be. So let's try that again. Also, let's make the damage a little more fun. So like, max speed. Let's do another one. An export public float. Max collision damage is gonna be, like, what should our collision damage be? Actually, we'll make it a % as well. What should our collision damage be as a % of max health at max speed? Never understood the subscribe term in game dev. Yeah, so basically, I don't think this is technically subscribing here. I think it'd be more like a delegate. I forget which one is the delegate. Like basically if you say public static delegate void, I don't have, it's been a while since I used one of these, float new function basically. No. Thing happened would be more like it. Not void and float. There we go. Thing happened. Static's not valid. Public delegate. I think this is the delegate? Maybe the delegate is the one on this side. Sorry, this side that we subscribe to action with. Sorry, let's undo that. But basically in C#, and the way I'm saying subscribe is like we have these events. It's a public static event action, and an action is just a function that takes in whatever you pass in the type here. And so we can say health changed is our action, and then we can add things that happen when we evoke it. So we're saying we're adding on health changed as a delegate, if I'm using that properly. And then when we invoke health change, it's like it's listening to an event that it subscribed to. And maybe I don't know the actual words. I think that's kind of a problem when you're self-taught, as you maybe skip some things like this. Just a listen function for different scripts. Basically, yeah. Yeah. So let's figure out this max collision. Thing happens, make the other thing happen. Basically, yeah. So here's Cedar right here. You didn't see us set this up. We're saying we adjust the health. Then when we get to the action, we say invoke what the current health is. We say health changed dot invoke new health value. Right? Here's the new value. And then everyone that subscribes to that event, like health bar, right here says, okay, I want to subscribe to that health changed. What do? I run on health changed when I get that event, right? And so it takes in that new value it's passing out and does some stuff with it. Does that make sense? Welcome in, Real Dog. Were you here earlier? I feel like I saw you very recently. Alright, so we're going to say var collision damage equals, and basically we want it to be... What do we want it to be? A percentage, like, so if we're going... Let's do this. Collision damage. That'll be max health times collision damage. Max collision damage percent. Right? So basically it'll do 50% of your health. But we want to adjust that, not every time. Depending on your current speed over the damaging speed. Well, how do we do this? If we go max speed. So if you're just going over a little bit over, you know, this is damaging speed percent is 50%. So if you're going over a little bit over 50%, I think what we do is subtract the remaining percent, a 1 minus. I think that's what we want. Max health. Well, here's that speed. Times 1 minus damaging speed percent. What does that give us? That's a new percent. It's the other half of our current speed, right? Let's cache this now since we're using it. Actually, this should probably be... No, because that takes our current speed into place too. Kind of don't want to use force there, but let's do oops. What did I do? There we go. Var current speed equals this. Alright, so we're going to cache our current speed because we use it here. And we want to know how far over a half is our current speed. This is the part where my brain's not working great. Dainsy, welcome in. Named after people I know and love. Pretend I sent out everyone. So we want, say we're going 51% of max speed. We want to know basically, okay, so let's say current speed minus max speed times damaging speed percent, like that. And we can say var damaging speed equals this now. Like so. And then we can use it here too. There we go. So that would give us, like, say, the speed over Alright, this is not easy for me to figure out live on camera, but I think I'm getting there. We've got the current speed and the damaging speed, right? So the current speed, damaging speed is the percent of max speed. So say our current speed is greater than damaging speed. We want to find that difference, which would give us like 1. Is it just, say, 1 out of damaging speed? I think so. I think this is it. Did I do it? So say we're going 100 and the damaging speed is 50. We want 50 out of 50 to get the full collision damage. I think that's it. Take a minute to absorb this. We have current speed, hashed linear velocity length. All right, so we're saying, what's our current speed? What's our damaging speed? Damaging speed is the max speed times the damaging speed percent. So if our current speed is higher than that, we want to figure out by what percentage more. Now, do we need to do something else here? I think we do. It's like, it's 90% of the way. I think we want something like max speed minus damaging speed. So current speed, and that should give us the percent over in which we are. I think. So maybe we do a little math on some paper here, just to test it out. Is this Dawn of the Dan? Are you following? We've got current speed minus damaging speed. Current speed minus damaging speed over max speed minus damaging speed. So for example, this could be something like current speed of not following my mind. Okay, sorry. Basically, I'm trying to figure out if we're going the maximum velocity, will we take the maximum collision damage? And will that scale down? And I'm trying to figure out the equation to do that. So current speed, say the current speed was 51. Damaging speed is 50. Max speed is 100. Damaging speed is 50. Then we would have 1 out of 50. So that's, we would take 1/50th or 2% of the max collision damage. That sounds right. I think I did it. Now let's do another scenario. So if current speed was 100 and damaging speed was, say, 60, and the max speed is 100 and damaging speed is 60, then we would take 1 out of 1 or 100% of the max collision damage. I did it. All right, so that's right. This is good. That's what we want. This is why speedrunners find all those glitches. By like finding little bugs in code like this and being able to take advantage of it. Let's see if it works. Alright, Cedar. See you on mobile. Alright, so let's do just a little bump. We should take none, right? No damage. Boop. Boop. Let's go a little faster. Oh, a little more faster. Oh, we haven't taken any damage yet. Oh, we're not. Alright. So I think current speed is greater than damaging speed. Max speed times damaging speed percent. Let's put a breakpoint in here and see. Something is not quite happening how I think it should. Oops. C# Godot. Oh, I don't have a project set up, of course. Let me steal that from my game. We haven't done debugs yet, have we? I don't know if I want to do this right now then. VS Code, launch, settings, and tasks. First price build. We could maybe do a simple thing here. Go scene scripts. We do want to be able to debug. Run and create a launch.json file, C# Godot. Oh, it seems like it already has... Okay, maybe that's easier than I thought. We can go over what I'm doing here in 1 second. Play in editor. Launch. Let's try this. Just see if it works. Oh, it is working. Imagine doing this, but you're on it. Oh no, it just launched the editor? What? No, that's not what we wanted. Do I have 2 editors open now? We do. Plane editor, attach. I don't think we want any of those. Plane editor. Select scene. We're also on Godot 4.7 here. Let me try to get debug working here. I think we basically want this debug game. Okay, I'm gonna steal it from my other project. I'm gonna put it at the top here. We want Godot for 7. Try this. No, I think it's launching Godot again. Yes, it is. Why is it doing that? Range. Build. Alright, we're not gonna worry about this now. We'll do command line command line debugging. Alright. Back to where we were. Imagine doing this, but you're on a huge team and little code mistakes allow someone to get out of bounds and beat your 10-hour game in 4 minutes. Isn't it called debug because an actual insect in the computer, or is that bad lore? I don't know. I don't think I've heard that ever. So let's start here and say gd.print. We'll just put this in. Current speed is greater than damaging speed. Like, we know this check was working because we were making damage before. Actually, let's do this instead. $, quotes, current speed, and this should tell us all we need to know, comma, damaging speed. I'll do like a little thing there, damaging speed. Do a little thing here, current speed, there we go. So we're gonna print out current speed and damaging speed every frame, or every time we crash. Yeah, that'll do. Every time we crash, we'll print out current speed and damaging speed. You use these curly braces and the $sign to get these values right in line with your text in your GD print statement. And we can delete this cached linear velocity. We don't need that anymore. Let's see what we get. We're not getting the values we're expecting. Deadmau5 posting? What does Deadmau5 have to do with that? So there. Current speed is 103, damaging speed is 60. Oh, interesting. I'm somehow able to get over the max speed, but only by a little. 123. Interesting. Alright, so let's check our code now. So current speed is greater than damaging speed, so we should be getting here. Let's gd.print. Let's get our collision damage. Collision damage is that. Alright, so now we're gonna see what's coming out of here. So if we were at 100 minus 60 divided by, are these all floats? Yeah, they should be. Floats. They're all floats. Okay. Now let's see what our damage we've computed are. We got the name Deadmau5 because there's a dead mouse in his computer. Okay, so we are taking damage, and it seems to be the right amount, I think. Oh, I'm getting like 52 damage when I'm going 123. That sounds right. What's not firing then? What? Just health, collision damage. Oh, who sees the bug? Who's got it? Cedar's probably laying in bed, watching on mobile, yelling at the screen. What is he yelling? Who wants to say it? Anybody? Bonus points. We're adding damage. We're calculating positive damage, and then we're adjusting health positively, and so we're just... You told me that? When did you tell me that, Poppy? Get ready to learn quadratic curves in before we end up multiplying our health instead of subtracting it. You were close. You were close. I didn't even see that message. I might have caught that a little sooner. All right, here we go. Max speed test at the wall. Let's go. Boom. That was a big hit. Do you think that's too much damage for a max hit? Oh no, 2 hits and you're down. That might be a little bit... I'm an artist, not a thinker. That might be a little bit harsh. That is brutal, yeah. 2-shot kills. I think... maybe what I want... every game I've been part of has some sort of health calculations, literally 95% of them. There's always at least one build with fucked up HP calculations. Yeah, maybe so damaging speed percent. Yeah, let's call it 0.25. I like that better. Oh wait, max 0.25. I did want to lower this one a little, like 40 or maybe. I'm going 40% for damaging speed, for the ramming speed. I think I might change that to ramming speed. It sounds better. And then max collision damage percent 0.25. So it's like if you're going full force, you can take four big hits. And then also, there we go. I brought it down from 50 to 40. If you're going... so like you'll take damage at some... yeah, that I like it. Yeah, that feels pretty good. All right. And then we can't drive anymore. Coming along. Should we add noises to the collision? And maybe an explosion noise when you're at 0? We go over to our friend BFXR. Let's blow it up. All right, I like that too. Yeah, Poppy, what's your request? That's real lore, Cedar says. Can we record our own noises? Just first try it, send it? Just like you want me to go into the mic? And I don't know. Like we've already started with BFXR and I like it. I feel like BFXR is the way to go with these graphics in this game. Explosion, look. I already have some booms. Oh, I like that one. Boom, 10. I win. I mean, it's if it wasn't so easy, like if it was my other game and I'm not actually using BFXR on it. I like Boom 9. But Boom 10. If it lasted a little longer, attack time, sustain time. Let's see. Yes. Perfect. I like it. Into a Foley artist? I mean, I'm not opposed to that. You saw my homemade sound effects. This will be for blowing up. Maybe that's taking a hit. Taking damage is... a horrible chorus of screams. I mean, we could, because we're gonna have NPCs, right? And if they get exploded, they'll probably scream. Alright, export wave. We want to download this into Chopper Lift. Scene scripts, we've got Boom 8, Boom 10.wave, save. Alright. How do we use the gun explosion? We got an audio stream player. I think you linked that before, Cedar, and I'm pretty sure I gave it a listen. It was cool. So that's the gun. How does the gun work again? Let's look. Gun. Oh yeah, we get the node with the audio stream player. Audio. I'm not sure if this is the best way to have, like, it's probably not, one sound for each player. I feel like we want to like load all the sounds and then play each one, but plays audio that is attenuated to distance to the listener. By default, audio is heard from the screen center. Oops. Hiding audio stream player node does not disable the audio output. Okay. Hitting buildings. I mean, it's not in the game. Alright, let's do that for the player, and once we need to add one more sound, maybe we can figure out the stream player a little better. Let's take this, we're going to copy that over into the player. Private audio stream player 2D. We also want to be able to find it. On the ready node, we'll add it like that. And last but not least, audio.play. We go player. On body, enter. When health is 0, right here, audio.play. So let's go through that, what I just added. I added audio stream player 2D with the name of audio as a private variable to the player class. We're going to get the node of type audio stream player 2D with the name audio stream player 2D. I just copied them all right out of the gun class. And then finally, on health changed when current health is less than or equal to 0, we're going to do audio.play there. So it, right? Baloney, welcome in. Good evening. So now all we have to do is just copy this audio stream player, and I'm going to paste it right on the player. It'll be a sibling to gun mount. Then we change boom 8 to quick load boom 10. Let's play it again. Second favorite, good evening. Welcome in. Alright, so we shoot. We take damage when we crash into things. Alright, last one. This will break us. Sounded good. It was a little quiet, I think. We can still shoot. Oh, that's a feature. Last stand. It'll be a perk called Last Stand, and if you're down, you can still shoot your gun. That's hair_6. Ainsikins, if you want the cool top knot. 3D model, the half stapler, half gun, but not a stable gun. And a hand for nice. Is that for the cleaning game, the mop?
Let's go on a crusade.
Dust Umbra, welcome. Dust Umbra, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate you. What were you streaming? We're currently doing a Godot tutorial in my series. I'm just making a tutorial series on how to make this chopper game called, I'm calling it Chopper Lift, modeled after Commodore 64. But currently I'm in tutorial mode, so I would be more engaging, more sidetracked. But I'm trying to just keep something somewhat coherent that I can upload to YouTube without doing any editing. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Void stirs. Dusk numbers of void walkers descend upon you. You do not resist. The void is chosen. Void walkers have risen. Like WoW void walkers? So this is our chopper lift game. I'm just adding collisions and stuff. We're playing Egging On. Nice. I don't know that one. Chopper crashed. Alright, cool. We probably ticked a few things off our list. Let's go look at it. No, we didn't do anything. Chopper should take damage if landing too hard. That one's ticked off. And all that stuff, and we only ticked off one thing. We did a lot of extra stuff, though. Oh, okay. Then, yeah, Foddy-like. I think I have seen that. But with the egg in third person. Dust Umbra, do you know? Keep you up, Dust Umbra? There's no reason for us to do scaling damage, but we did it. Indeed. I like scaling damage. Right there, it's cool. Let's see, how long have we been going here? Almost 2 hours. I had a big break in the beginning. Is there anything else we can take care of? Let's check out our to-do. Enemies, parallax, compass, destructible buildings. That's tempting. Playing the sound twice. Does your on health changed look like this? Playing the dead sound that plays twice, Dan? Oh, hitting the building and hitting the ground. Okay, so you might be... So I have it when health is less than 0. I don't have anything right now for it hitting the ground or the building. I only have it when it explodes, when current health equals 0. Do the parallax. No, I think I just want to do like a little explosion animation, or I would just call it a night a little early on this one. Depends on if I want to art. I feel like me doing explosion art off the top of my head, off the cuff, could be a little bit rough. Where is it? There we go. Show me some explosions, chopper lift. Okay, so like these. Here's some parallax for you. Basically, I think these might be the best we get, unless the chopper blows up. Building's on fire. Yeah, I might call it a night here tonight. Yesterday was a pretty late one, and
Let's go.
deserve a little game. Another raid. Good Baron, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Try to crash again? My chopper? He's telling me to get to the chopper? From high? Gotcha, yeah, before you play the game. It seems to be working. High on the building? Okay. Two sounds. Oh. Yep. Good call. Alright, good catch. And I know why. Does anyone know why? quite obvious, really. Here's what's happening. We're colliding with the ground. Doc knows why. Something in damage calculus, you hit the damage to die, and then you take damage again. Yep, from the fall. Yeah, exactly. Basically this. Because you took damage at 0 already, so... Yeah, so basically we hit the building, and it sets our damage to 0, and then health changes, and then we set that up, right? And then we hit the ground, and it tries to adjust the health again. Not funny thing is, I know how to do that. Okay, so yeah, because we clamp it here. So we could change this logic. I wouldn't really want to have like another max damage taken property. So we could like replace this with something, and I'll undo this because the tutorial's over. But basically we'll say like our new, we'll say our new health equals current health plus value, like that. And then say if new health is less than 0, new health equals 0. If new health is greater than max health, new health equals max health. My screen went black. And then we can say if new health does not equal current health, then we can make these changes, right? Because we don't want to say the health changed when there was really no change, right? We could say that, and then we say current health equals new health. Basically that, right? So we make the adjustment, we check that the adjustment is within our bounds. We could use clamp for that then if we wanted. All this stuff is basically the same as clamp. New health equals mathf.clamp. 0 or value is new health 0, comma max health, like that. Basically replaces all this. Then we say if it's not equal. Maybe I will stick this into the very end of the tutorial, because that's good, I think. Yeah, we'll try it now. That's good code. Yeah, exactly. So if, say, a tank keeps shooting us while we're already down, we don't want to keep playing the death noise. Yep. Perfect. Good call out. Good work, y'all. It could have gone a lot longer being unnoticed since my kicking a dead helicopter. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, so here's that code again if you need to see it. But basically that could have gone unnoticed for a while considering my explosion noise was so long. Until something else less obvious, you know, as you add more complexity, might not get discovered, and then it'll be even more confusing to try to find, like, why is this happening twice, you know? So, very good. Thanks all. Appreciate you. Could we continue this raid train rolling? Flash raid Steffing coat. Thanks all for being here. Have a good night. He's playing Big Walk. I wanted to watch this game. I don't think I'll ever play it. but it looks cool. The latest in Friend Swap. Have a good night. See y'all in the morning.